Jeff, the host of the Gridiron.
Fourth and goal to go with the 2. 34 seconds left to go in the ball game. This is the play right now. Takes the snap. Targeted goes in. Targeted all alone. And the quarterback keeps. Wow, what a call. Nobody touched him.
All right. Welcome to the Gridiron, baby. If you can give this video a thumbs up and maybe share this video, that would be absolutely freaking phenomenal. Subscribe to my channel. Thank you. If not, please go down below, hit the subscribe button, hit that bell icon. That way, next time I go live or if I put a video out, you'll be notified. And it's free of charge. What do you got to lose? It's totally free of charge. But if you're subscribed to my channel, thank you. If you want to help support my channel out, description box below, very top link takes you to my membership page. I got 3 different membership levels. Each one has their own little perks to them. So once again, if you want to help support my channel, it would mean so much to me. I thank you in advance. Thank you. And then finally, just underneath that, there's another link in the description box. Takes you to my Facebook group. It's called the New York Giants, the Gridiron. It's my Facebook group. We have over 9,700 members in the group. It is doing simply marvelous, might I add. Basically, if I'm alive and breathing and if I got internet access, I am putting stuff in this group darn near 365. It's called the New York Giants, the Gridiron. It's my Facebook group. Please join it. You will not be dissatisfied. I promise. All right. Well, the big, the OTAs, another day of OTAs. I got 3 more this week. And then the OTAs are done. And then there's the following week, there's another 3 days. And then poof, everybody's gone for like that 4 or 5 weeks. There's like nothing going on. Right? But when everybody comes back, we're off and running. We're off to the races, folks. It's training camp and then training camp about a week later or so. Then it's the Hall of Fame induction ceremonies, the Hall of Fame game and all that stuff. And then the preseason games. And 2025 is upon us, baby. So, so it's like a little bit of the calm before the storm. I always say all the time, like, I always love the holidays, like Thanksgiving and Christmas and January 1st, because it's like family and oriented. I love those times of the season. Absolutely favorite. But one of my other favorites is always like July 4th, because it's just before the calm of the storm, right? Because it's like, it's right in the middle of that period where like everybody's gone. So you got like a couple weeks left before everybody comes back, and then it's off and running, right? I always like it because I always like kind of refer to it a little bit. It's kind of like when I was a kid, Christmas, right? Like July 4th now, because it's like you're waiting for football to come. And then it seems like the older you get, the faster the season just flies by. So once it starts, it's like before you know, it's like October, and then it's Thanksgiving, and then the season's over. It's like, what the hell happened to the season? So it's kind of like when I was a kid with Christmas. You're waiting for Christmas. You wait, before you know, Christmas is here, and you open the presents up, boom, Christmas is gone. It's like, so that's why I always like the July 4th. It's just before the calm of the storm, right? So, but. One of the big news of the day, and I of course, every time somebody gets let go or this or that, should the Giants pick this guy? All the time. I don't see this happening. The Giants just spent quite a bit of money on with obviously with Holland, okay, and Adebo, right? Let's not forget, we got Phillips, right, in the slot. We still got to see what Banks can do. Can Banks, can we light a fire under his rear end? And can he, because we've certainly seen some good things from Banks, right? But we've seen some lackadaisical, kind of not so good things from Banks, right? So definitely want to see, can Banks, especially now, he be the number 2 guy? he's not going up against the best of the best every week. So, we lost Pinnock, obviously, and of course, no surprise there. We lost McKinney, obviously last season and all of that. So we stepped up with Holland, right? So, last year, I think we really, really did very well with Phillips and Newman in the secondary. Second round pick, third round pick. I think they're really, really good there. But of course, and we got Belton this year, right? And then we got Holland. So one of the videos I did last night was talking about Belton. That just the guys on the field. He just has that knack for getting the ball, right? And it was his first play ever, the kickoff coverage against the Panthers. We covered a fumble. The guy just has a knack for the ball. Love to see us. There's a couple guys, I would love to see if we can retain. Now, of course, it always takes, two to tango. The guy's got to want to come back and all that stuff. But, I'd love to see if we can keep McFadden. I'd love to see if we can keep Belton. I would love to see if we can keep Flott. Flott, needs to stay healthy and all that stuff. But, Flott has a good season. I would love to see if, you draft the guys, you develop the guys, and you retain the guys, right? Retain the guys. I would love to see if we can keep those guys. That'd be fantastic. But with Jaire Alexander, there's no doubt about it. One of the things is that I think it was 2018. I think is when he was drafted, first round pick. I think it was number 18. I looked in the article here. I'm going to read in a second. And, obviously there's no doubt about it, right? When the guy is healthy, pretty good. But it was 2023. He had shoulder and back issues in 2023, and then he had a knee issue last year or something. He's had it's not like whatever. He had a knee injury, which caused him some time in 2023, and then he re-aggravated the same knee in 2024. But he had some surgery and everything's supposed to be hunky-dory. He should be good to go forever. No, he's had multiple things go wrong with him, right? And, he only played 14 games the past 2 seasons. And that's one of the things. He's still young. I think he's only 28, but he's going to, cost. He's a free agent. So it's not like the Giants can trade a draft pick and say, hey, we'll give you a third rounder for him if you eat most of his salary or something along those lines. So it doesn't cost us that much this year. No, he's a free, so he's going to cost you money, right off the bat. Obviously you can sign him for a few years, but the Giants don't have a ton of money, right? And, you can obviously get his first year cap hit to go down, right? And then he starts escalating as the years go by. But, the Giants, they spent some money. With Holland and Adebo, right? Alexander's not going to come cheap. He's not going to cost you $20 million a year because of his injuries and all that stuff, but he's not going to cost you $4 or $5 million either. So where he's going to come at I don't know, but it's going to cost somebody some money. It's the money. We went out and got somebody, right? And his injuries too. I just really can't see us going after Mr. Alexander here. But let me see if I can share my screen. Share screen. All right, let's see here. Got some. I gotta find them here. This is the problem. I have 37,000 tabs open up here. Here we go. Okay. Show you his defensive grades, right? Now this was in 2022. This is his last healthy season, right? He graded out an 80.3 overall. His 82 coverage grade, there's no doubt. Look at here. 2020, dude graded out a freaking 90. Holy cow, right? 91 coverage grade. Come on, man. Right? His first couple of years, 72 was 71 and 73. right? And it was his 5th season in 80. I mean, the real guy hasn't dropped it all. I mean, look, 75, almost to 76, to 75. So the guy's been steady in the 70s. The one year, as I said, he hit the 80, and the one year he hit a 90. I mean, that's unbelievable. But we'll notice here, right? I mean, in 2021, he must have been injured. Let me see here. All right, you got that. I'm going to 2021, what happened to him? He injured his shoulder. Okay, but he exited the first quarter of a 27-17 win against the Steelers. This is in 2021 after injuring his shoulder. On October 9th, the Packers put him on injury reserve with hopes he could heal naturally and avoid undergoing surgery, missing the entire season. And then it took him about 2 months. Finally, they returned him to the active roster on December 29th. On January 2nd, the Green Bay's placed him on the COVID reserve list. So, so basically, he hardly played anything at all in 2021, but injury, right? Let's see. The Green Bay Packers also suspended him in 2023 for conduct detrimental to the team, and he missed their Week 17 win against the Vikings. He finished the season with 27 combined tackles. Let's see. All right, let's see. Mike LaFleur named Alexander, but the starting cornerback duo. A back injury kept Alexander sidelined for 3 games. 2024. Once again, he was injured. He had his knee. It was announced that on January 1st of 2025 that Alexander had undergone arthroscopic surgery on his knee, likely ending his season. He's had some issues, right? Right. As you see, you look at 3 of the last 4 seasons, the guys, 227 snaps in 2021, 560 in 2023, and 361. Right. So the guy is, in 3 of the last 4 years, the guy has not been able to stay healthy. So, it doesn't mean, whatever. I'm not saying it's his fault or blah, 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 whatever. But it just, and the guy, is going to want to get paid. Don't blame him. But, we just brought in Adebo, who's coming off of an injury as well. Right. So, do you want, the last thing the Giants want to do is pay out money to somebody who has the Darren Waller effect. Right. So I just don't see it happening. But got a couple articles here. Let's see here. All right, let's see now. All right, Giants a perfect fit for the $84 million cornerback to boost their secondary. One of the Giants GM's Joe Schoen's top priorities of the offseason was to build a veteran team capable of at least winning enough games to save his job, and Coach Brian Daboll's job too. After bolstering the secondary with veteran additions and free agency with Adebo and Holland, let's see, Schoen has the opportunity to add the biggest piece yet. Schoen and the Giants are an ideal fit for Jaire Alexander, released Monday following an offseason-long contract standoff with the organization as the 28-year-old sought a new long-term extension. I wouldn't give it to him either. Guy can't stay healthy. Come on. Come on, man. Previously set to play under the final year of an $84 million extension signed prior to the 2022 campaign, Alexander is now free to sign wherever he wishes. While the Giants rebuilt might be a long shot to be on Alexander's radar, if his lengthy injury history scares some teams off, the Giants could stand to gain from a motivated veteran with tremendous upside should he be fully healthy. That's great. He could be fully healthy, great. But, how long is it going to take for him to get injured again? And we're talking different injuries as well, too. Right? Injuries have been a major concern for Alexander, who's battled through neck, groin, shoulder, and ankle ailments, which limited him to appearing in just 14 games combined the past 2 seasons. However, if Alexander is healthy, he can immediately elevate the Giants' secondary. Absolutely. Sure. Now, they have this point here. Why does Jaire Alexander make sense for the Giants? All right, I'm game. Let's see. Signing Adebo and Holland are an admission and recognition that the Giants' secondary was inadequate last season and was in desperate need for an infusion of veteran leadership, particularly after allowing safety Xavier McKinney to walk via free agency. While the Giants are optimistic that Drew Phillips and Cordell Flott will make strides in 2025, signing Alexander would add a known commodity alongside Adebo and potentially even an upgrade over Deonte Banks. In a secondary that houses elite receiver duos, which is true. I mean, you got to look, especially in Philadelphia. I mean, my goodness, right? Elite receiver duos such as the Eagles' A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith, Washington's Terry McLaurin and Deebo Samuel, as well as the newly minted pairing of George Pickens and ABCD Lamb. Signing Alexander would be a shot across the bow in a divisional arms race that the Giants have fallen behind in recent years. If Schoen is intent on building a veteran roster of reliable playmakers, Alexander is the type of player who can boost a defense that may be asked to shoulder an outsized portion of the load while the offense finds its stride this season. Signing Jaire Alexander may ease some of ownership's pressure. Compounding things for the Giants' defense this season is a view from ownership John Mara that the defense didn't come close to living up to expectations in 2024. Shane Bowen says he shrugged off anything to turn things around and has his own motivations entering the 2025 campaign. He said, I wouldn't say I feel the pressure, right? Bowen told reporters on June 5th. I'm driven by the guys. My job is to get these guys ready to go out there to execute at the highest level, to maximize their potential and to perform and ultimately win. So I'm driven by that. Come to work every day for them, doing everything I can to make them improve, to help them improve, to help our team improve. Still, this is the Giants defense that finished 10th against the pass, allowing just 227.5 yards per game. What could be even better this fall if Alexander is part of that secondary, especially given that despite limited playing time, he held opposing quarterbacks to a meager 79.9 passer rating when targeting him last season. For a regime fighting for its future, landing a healthy Alexander wouldn't just strengthen their secondary, it could help Schoen and Daboll finally build the kind of defense ownership expects and the NFC East demands. Well, doesn't say anything why it would be bad, too. But there's another article that says the Giants' interest may have cooled on All-Pro Jaire Alexander. And Giants insider and NFL expert agree the Giants won't be entering the Jaire Alexander sweepstakes, and I don't. Once again, the discussions surrounding Giants haven't changed much from where they were at the most recent NFL season ended. How does the team keep up with the Eagles and the Commanders? How do they stay out of the NFC East cellar? Big Blue did whatever the pro football team needs to do to give itself a shot at being routinely competitive. They began a search for a better starting quarterback. Theories suggest the Giants won't be wise to steer clear of Jaire Alexander. Why wouldn't the Giants show interest in Alexander? He's a 2-time Pro Bowler and 2-time second-team All-Pro. Not. Certainly no one questions his ability when on the field. There's just one problem. He hasn't been on the field right? as much as an interested team would enjoy seeing. He has missed 10 games or more during 3 of the past 4 seasons. Now, the one thing is also you can kind of like look at it too, is that if he was healthy, right, and he was playing as well as he could, and also there's a good chance that the Packers might resign him to a long-term extension or a longer-term extension, right? If he was healthy, but he's not healthy, right? Pursuing the respected news outlets reveals that an interest from the G-Men's media and faithful, but it isn't unanimous. Some of the respected voices of the Giants coverage believes there's no reason to enter the sweepstakes. Alexander would have been an intriguing target for the Giants had he hit the market 3 months ago. With the Packers waiting to release the two-time Pro Bowl cornerback until now, that's no longer the case. Right. And this is certainly not an argument against the talent of Alexander, who would instantly bring the best resume of any defensive back on the roster to Big Blue. Sometimes the timing of personnel decisions such as these, with the importance of looking in the mirror and being realistic about where the Giants are, can trump everything else. Let's not forget, right, that, Giants have already invested heavily in Paulson Adebo to be their top cornerback. He signed a 3-year, $54 million deal. Corey Black was drafted, in April, although it was in round 7. This team still wants to get the best out of Tay Banks and Cordell Flott, which is true. Green Bay was a playoff team last season. If they say no, how can the Giants say yes? Right? This was an opportunity that presented itself last offseason. Acquiring Alexander would have been a no-brainer, but things have changed. This is certainly a hard pass. Yeah, I certainly don't see why the Giants would go after somebody like him, right? I mean, they added somebody, and they want to see what they can get with Banks, right? I mean, does this light a fire under Banks, or does he just stay kind of status quo, right? Won't go on with the flow, right? We'll have to wait and see. But I can't see us. If the Giants had money, and if he was healthy, once again, if he was healthy, the Packers might still have him, right? But it's like, I don't want to say you're getting rid of, you're trying to collect somebody else's. I don't want to say trash. Certainly want to say trash, but if they're getting rid of him. As I said, the guy's only played 7 games in each of the past 2 seasons. If you put him out there on the field, how is he going to last a half a season? Just, so I'd certainly have to pass on something like that.